They're often pacing. Anxious Pat out fast for the lead. Grandma's Helper came away well, dropping in third. Noteworthy Sue. And the rest of the field now drops in line as they settle on the rail. Your leader by a length and a quarter, Anxious Pat. Grandma's Helper second by 3. Noteworthy Sue is third. Margie Ridge fourth. Munchin is fifth. Forever Windy sixth. Frosty's Fair Lady seventh. And the early trailer is Vita Plus. They entered a stretch for the first time with Anxious Pat leading a length and a quarter by a quarter time, 31-1. Under the finish wire the first time, Anxious Pat by a length and a quarter. Grandma's Helper second by 2. Closing the gap third is Noteworthy Sue. Margie Ridge fourth. On the inside in fifth, Munchin. Here comes Frosty's Fair Lady sixth. Right behind her, Vita Plus seventh. Now trailing the field, Forever Windy. Over to the half-mile pole, Anxious Pat leads by a length and a quarter. Grandma's Helper second, driving from third. There goes Noteworthy Sue. Half was timed 1:03 3. They curve on to the backstretch. Anxious Pat a length and a quarter on the inside. Grandma's Helper second ahead. Noteworthy Sue on the outside third. Margie Ridge saves ground fourth. Frosty's Fair Lady on the inside fifth. Vita Plus out there sixth. She's 5 off the lead. Munchin is 7, trailing the field. Losing ground is Forever Windy. Into the upper turn they race. Anxious Pat holding firm by a length and a half. Grandma's Helper second. 3/4, 1:34 flat. Anxious Pat leads. Racing in second is Grandma's Helper. Dropping back third is Noteworthy Sue. Around the turn, they're in the stretch. Anxious Pat leads a length and a half. Getting set for the drive. Here comes Grandma's Helper with Noteworthy Sue in third. In the final 16th, Anxious Pat leads. Grandma's Helper trying to come out on the outside. Anxious Pat will hold on to win it. Grandma's Helper second. Noteworthy Sue finished third. They're often pacing. Hume for Holly out fast for the lead on the inside. The Rooker came away well, driving up on the far outside. BN Peacock, and they're battling for the lead-in position. Hume for Holly leads. BN Peacock up to be second. The Rooker tucked in third. Serious Oversight fourth. Mr. Speed fifth. Hung on the outside sixth is Wild Man Rob. On the inside 7, Tunalator. Coming away 8, Let's Do It Again. And trailing the field, Roan Rascal. The opening quarter was in 30 seconds flat. Under the finish wire the first time, it's Hume for Holly leading a length and a quarter. BN Peacock second by 2. The Rooker thinking about pulling from third, racing fourth. Serious Oversight. Mr. Speed out of fifth. Saving ground in sixth is Tunalator. 3 lanes back to Let's Do It Again. Wild Man Rob's the overland route today. And trailing the field still Roan Rascal. Hume for Holly shows the way to a half-mile timed in 1:01 They come on to the backstretch. Hume for Holly a length. The Rooker up to be second. Along the inside, BN Peacock third. Serious Oversight out there fourth. Saving ground on the rail is Tunalator. Mr. Speed about to go 3 wide. Right behind him is Let's Do It Again, followed by Roan Rascal. Wild Man Rob is far back. Hume for Holly holding firm, 3/4 of a length. The Rooker on the outside second. BN Peacock looking for room, 3/4 and 1:32 flat. They turn for home. Hume for Holly leads. The Rooker another move second. Serious Oversight third. BN Peacock looking for racing room fourth. And fifth is Tunalator. Mr. Speed sixth. Around the turn, they're in the stretch. Hume for Holly leads. Here comes the Rooker now. The Rooker takes the lead. Here comes Serious Oversight closing on the outside. It's the Rooker with the lead. Serious Oversight racing second. A late move by Mr. Speed. The Rooker, Serious Oversight, Mr. Speed finished third. They're often trotting on the inside. MJ's Gobot left well with Yellow Rosebud driving up from the outside. Chappie 84 still further out. 357, and they're battling for the lead-in position. 4 wide. 357 now takes the lead in between horses. 3 wide. Chappie 84, Yellow Rosebud now ducks to the inside second. Chappie 84 looks to drop in third. Laceman T on the outside fourth. MJ's Gobot fifth. Settling in along the rails sixth is Gamby's Gamble. Moon Randolph came away seventh. In eighth position, Count's Choice, followed by Flirt and Arse. They trotted the quarter in 30-1 under the finish wire the first time. 3:57 leads by 2. Yellow Rosebud racing second. Chappie 84 stuck on the rail third. Laceman T is going to be parked the mile. She moves up fourth. MJ's Gobot no place to go fifth. To the outside and sixth is Moon Randolph on the inside seventh. Gamby's Gamble, Count's Choice, and Flirt and Arse make up the field. Half was trotted 101-3 on the mid-back stretch. 3:57 leads on the outside. Lace Mantia, powerful second. Lace Mantia now takes the lead in the final 3/8 of a mile. Lace Mantia leads a length on the inside. 3:57 losing ground second. MJ's Gobot third. To the outside fourth. Moon Randolph, Doug Hamilton's just begging for racing room with Chappie 84. He now finds it moving 3 wide. 3/4, 1:32-1. They turn for home. Lace Mantia leads. MJ's Gobot comes on second. From far back, here comes Chappie 84 in the final 1/8 of a mile. Lace Mantia leads. MJ's Gobot right alongside second. Chappie 84 is cooking it up on the outside. That's Chappie 84 now taking the lead. MJ's Gobot second, coming to the wire. Chappie 84, MJ's Gobot, and Moon Randolph. They're often pacing with Chicky Good out for the lead. Master of Charm in between horses. Driving up on the outside, Sulphur Springs moving fast. And around the far turn, Sulphur Springs now takes the lead. Racing in second is Master of Charm. Moving up to neatly drop in third will be Tootin' Toby. Chicky Good back to fourth. Saluki Whiz Kid left and settled in fifth and sixth position. Devil's Playground. Piscatagua Road goes off stride. It's a gap-defying Equibret and trailing the field. I'm a Handsome Bear. In the opening quarter was in 29-4. Under the finish wire the first time, Sulphur Springs leads by 3. Master of Charms second by 2.5. Tootin' Toby third. Chicky Good out slightly fourth. Driving up fifth is Saluki Whiz Kid. 2 lanes back, the Devil's Playground. Equibret along the inside seventh. I'm a Handsome Bear in eighth. And far back, Piscatagua Road. Over to the half. They passed the half in 1:03. They curve on to the back stretch. Sulphur Springs leads a 1.25 lengths. Master of Charms second by 2. Tootin' Toby third. Chicky Good on the outside in fourth. Racing in fifth is Saluki Whiz Kid, and sixth on the outside of horses. Equibret still 5 off the lead. Saving ground is I'm a Handsome Baron, followed by Devil's Playground. Piscatagua Road's far back. They've passed 3/4 in 1:30-2. Third quarter 29-4. Sulphur Springs draws away by 3. Master of Charms second. Tootin' Toby third. Around the turn, they're in the stretch. Sulphur Springs leads by 3. Master of Charm comes out for the drive second. Chicky Good tips to the outside third. Saluki Whiz Kid fourth. In the final 16, Sulphur Springs just pulling away. Wins it by 6. Chicky Good up for second. It's going to be Saluki Whiz Kid third.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have 5 minutes to post for this, the 5th race here at Maywood. Perfected trifecta wagering. Full field of 8. Horses are on the track.
They're often pacing. Daylon Drifter, Ella Burnsome, and Jumbo Shrimp drive out for the lead. Rompin' Dolly now is fastest of all. Rompin' Dolly now takes the lead. Ella Burnsome drops in second. Jasmine's Cheetah moves up on the outside third. She looks to drop in. Holding the inside is Daylon Drifter. Jumbo Shrimp is fifth. 3 lanes back to Grand Mama Rose sixth, and seventh position Brett's Kiss. Jingle Bell is eighth, and the early trailer is Ms. Brown County. Opening quarter was in 29-2. Under the finish wire the first time, Dolly a length racing second. Ella Burns some. Jasmine's Cheetah third. Daylon Drifter saves ground fourth. She's about to get shuffled as horses start to pull. Into the cleft turn, Dolly a length. Ella Burns some second. Jumbo Shrimp now gains ground third. Jasmine's Cheetah on the inside fourth. Grand Mama Rose moves up with cover fifth. Daylon Drifter shuffled sixth. Brett's Kiss on the outside seventh. In eighth position, Jingle Bell still trailing the field. Ms. Brown County 8 lengths covers the 9 Pacers half in 59-4. In the final 3/8 of a mile, Dolly leads 3 parts of a length. Hamilton goes to the whip on the hanging Jumbo Shrimp. Ella Burns some plenty of pace, but will begin to look for racing room. On the outside in fourth is Grand Mama Rose. Jasmine's Cheetah fifth. In sixth, Brett's Kiss. 3 wide, Jingle Bell, 3/4, 129 flat. Dolly leads a length. Jumbo Shrimp hanging second. Ella Burns some just begging for racing room third. Around the turn, they're in the stretch. Your leader, Dolly. Ella Burns some now comes out for the drive second. Jumbo Shrimp third. Jasmine's Cheetah fourth. Coming on is Grand Mama Rose. Here comes Ella Burns some with a rush. That's Ella Burns some now taking the lead and drawing away to win it by 2.5. Dolly second, Jasmine's Cheetah finished third. They're often pacing, never miss, and Magna Carey drive out for the lead, moving up on the outside. First hand in between those horses, Haunting Memory showing early speed, and they're battling for the lead in position. Magna Carey leads, Haunting Memory challenging on the outside second. Never Miss tucked in along the rail. Third, RJ Society takes over fourth. First hand looks to drop in fifth. Moving up on the outside sixth is Redbird. Ronaldo Hanover came away seventh. Penny Seal 8. CCNE trails but is on the move. Opening quarter 29-4. Under the finish wire the first time. Haunting Memory now has the lead in the rail by a length and a quarter. Magna Carey second. In third on the inside is Never Miss. Racing fourth, RJ Society. First hand and along the inside in fifth. Moving up sixth, Redbird. She's been parked from the word go. CCNE's right behind her. Then on the inside, it's Ronaldo Hanover. Penny Seal can see them all, and she's 7 lengths off the lead. Half in a minute and 1/5, they curve on to the back stretch with Haunting Memory, the leader by 2. Magna Carey second ahead. RJ Society hung on the outside third. First hand now hustles up fourth. In fifth along the inside is Never Miss. To the outside, CCNE, she's just 3 off the lead. Penny Seal moves up seventh. Ronaldo Hanover eighth. Redbird went off stride, and she is a distant trailer. 3/4 in 130 flat. Third quarter 29-4. Haunting Memory holding firm. Magna Carey looking for racing room. RJ Society is fading. Around the turn, they're in the stretch. Haunting Memory leads by 3. Racing in second, Magna Carey. Never Miss now coming on the outside. Haunting Memory leads. Magna Carey coming on again on the outside. Never Miss. There's 3 in a drive to the wire. Never Misses flying on the outside. Never Miss coming on and maybe can't split them. Never Miss. Haunting Memory close at the wire.
That's 2 minutes.
They're often pacing. Coco D out fast for the lead along the inside. Rembrandt Arlene in between those two. Union Silk. We now have 3 across the track battling for the lead. Settling in fourth. Stormy Winray dropping in fifth. Buckhorn Society. Falcons Bambi came away sixth. 4 lengths back to Beware of Lady. Then it's Stylish Sharon and Womack L at the end. They enter the stretch for the first time. Union Silk has put all others behind, and she shows the way to a quarter 29-1 through the stretch for the first time. Union Silk leads. Coco D up the challenge second. Rembrandt Arlene tucked in along the rail third. Stormy Winray out and going fourth. It's a 5-length gap to Buckhorn Society fifth. Another 4 back to Falcons Bambi. Beware of Ladies about 10 lengths off the lead. Then it's Stylish Sharon, Womack L at the end. We have a quick pace here as they go to the half-mile pole. Union Silk to a half in 58-2, 29-1 first quarter, 29-1 second quarter. On the mid-back stretch, it's Union Silk leading 3 parts of a length. Coco D hanging on the outside second. Rembrandt Arlene has had a golden trip tonight in third. Stormy Winray on the outside fourth. Much confusion in the back of the pack as Stylish Sharon and Walmack L are both off stride. They've passed 3 quarters in a time of 1:27.3. Third quarter 29.1. We'd have 3 quarters all 29.1, and they turn for home. Your leader, Union Silk, to the outside, Coco D. Stormy Winray is wide for the drive. Far outside, here comes Beware of Lady in the final 1/8 of a mile. Coco D gets the lead. Stormy Winray's coming to him. Rembrandt Arlene looking for room, and on the outside, Beware of Lady's cooking it up. That's Stormy Winray. Here comes Rembrandt Arlene to get it all. Stormy Winray second close. And ladies and gentlemen, that time equals the track record on our 5H track, 1:57. They're often pacing Udell, and Illini leader drive out for the lead. Moving up on the outside, Shauna Keene 4 wide into the turn. Magnificent Bird is fastest of all to take the lead. Magnificent Bird quickly draws away by 3. Moving up to drop in second, Illini leader Udell is third. Shauna Keene settles in fourth. Mystifying came away fifth. Magic Wolf dropped in sixth. 3-length gap to Grandier Skipper, followed by Skipper Stone, and trailing the field, Tombo Chief. The opening quarter was in 29.4 under the finish wire the first time. Magnificent Bird going along 1.5 lengths on top. Illini leader racing second by 2. Udell is third. Up on the outside, Magic Wolf gains ground fourth. Shauna Keene gets covered up fifth. To the outside, Skipper Stone has cover sixth. On the inside, Mystifying shuffled seventh. On the inside, Grandier Skipper 8. Tombo Chief trails the field. 7 lanes covers all the pacers. Off a half in 59.2. They curve on to the back stretch. It's Magnificent Bird with the lead. Illini leader drives from second to challenge. And Illini leader on the outside under pressure, holding the inside, Magnificent Bird. In the final 3/8 of a mile, Illini leader leads ahead. Magnificent Bird trying to fight back second. Magic Wolf gains ground third. Udell dropping back fourth. 3 quarters, 1:28.4. Third quarter, 29.2. Magnificent Bird along the inside. Illini leader on the outside. Head and head, nose and nose. Around the turn, they're in the stretch. Magnificent Bird has the lead. Illini leader trying to come out on the outside second. Magic Wolf dropping back third. Racing in fourth on the outside of horses, Mystifying. Magnificent Bird leads. Here comes Illini leader. Mystifying is cooking it up. That's Mystifying coming on and taking the lead at the wire. Illini leader second. Magnificent Bird finished third. They're often pacing on the inside. Wands Magic and NBL drive out for the lead. Far outside, there goes Sneaky Dancer and Siouxland Reward, now 4 wide as they battle for the lead and position. NBL now takes the lead, 3 wide. Siouxland Reward second. Wands Magic holds the inside third. Sneaky Dancer alertly drops in fourth. Racing in fifth is Sorrows Hanover. It's a long gap. Keystone Breeze having trouble keeping up here. The Eagle Affair to the outside, followed by Earth Tremors, and Fox Valley Jake trails off a quarter in 29 seconds flat. Under the finish wire the first time, NBL by 2. Siouxland Reward hung on the outside second. In third on the inside, Wands Magic, followed by Sneaky Dancer fourth. 5 lengths back to Sorrows Hanover fifth. It's about a 12-length gap to Eagle Affair sixth. Earth Tremors, followed by Fox Valley J. Keystone Breeze, about to call it a night. Half in 57.2. Second quarter in 28.2. On the mid-back stretch, NBL by 2.5. Wands Magic stalking him second. Siouxland Reward on the inside third, driving abruptly from fourth. There goes Sneaky Dancer. Sorrows Hanover to the outside fifth. Far back are Fox Valley Jake, Eagle Affair, Earth Tremors, and Keystone Breeze. Around the far turn, 3 quarters in 1:27.4. NBL leads. Wands Magic now drives from second. Looking for racing room third is Siouxland Reward. Round the turn, they're in the stretch. NBL on the lead. On the outside, Juan's Magic second. Siouxland Reward tips to the outside. Third and fourth is Sneaky Dancer. Closing along the inside, Earth Tremors. Juan's Magic on the outside. NBL on the inside. Heads apart in the drive to the wire. Juan's Magic getting up. NBL second, close for third. Between Eagle $191 even. 125 trifecta, $1,791 even. The Perfecta 1-2, $195. They're off and pacing. Berna's Radar left well. Off stride at the start momentarily was Nimble Phil. Now around the far turn they race. There goes Corky's Egyptian now taking the lead, racing second. Teller's Island. Moonlight Ruler drops in third. Berna's Radar back to fourth, and fifth is Anders Hanover. Special Flavor came away sixth with Stonegate's Prize and Nimble Phil making up the field of eight as they enter the stretch for the first time. Your leader by a length and a half is Corky's Egyptian off a quarter, 29-2. By the grandstands for the first time, Corky's Egyptian leads. Moonlight Ruler now up the challenge. Now these two are going to get locked in a battle unless Moonlight Ruler can find a spot on the rail. They've paced 3/8 of a mile. Corky's Egyptian leads. Moonlight Ruler now hung in second. Teller's Island closes the gap third. Berna's Radar's loving this speed duel. Anders Hanover's about 6 lengths off the lead in fifth. Then in Special Flavor 6, far back, Stonegate's Prize and Nimble Phil. Half was in 58-2. Second quarter in 29 flat. On the mid-back stretch, Corky's Egyptian a length. Moonlight Ruler second. Now Moonlight Ruler drives again from second to the outside. Teller's Island third. Berna's Radar gains ground fourth. Special Flavor alertly saves ground and is advancing. Anders Hanover under a powerhouse whip going nowhere. Then it's Stonegate's Prize, Nimble Phil, 3/4, 128 flat. They turn for home. Your leader, Corky's Egyptian. Moonlight Ruler second. Closing ground on the far outside, Berna's Radar as they turn for home. Corky's Egyptian has the lead. Moonlight Ruler coming to him on the outside second. Special Flavor can be a factor with Racing Room. Berna's Radar's closing with Teller's Island in between horses. There's a drive to the wire and Moonlight Ruler now takes the lead. Moonlight Ruler and Teller's Island close for third.